Daniil Medvedev is definitely one of the most consistent players on tour. What is his midway season letter grade? What's up, everybody? It's John Eric Poli. Now that we're through the first 6 months of this year's tennis season, thought it would be fun to kind of take a midway look at this year and start doing grades on some of the players. We're going to get started by going through some of the men's players, and in today's video, we're focusing on Daniil Medvedev, and my letter grade for him at the midway point of 2024 is a B. You're talking about the most probably consistent guy on tour there is. Look at what he did starting off the year in the Australian Open, going to the finals there and really giving Jannik Sinner all that he could handle, going 5 sets there. Medvedev obviously running out of gas there at the end of that Australian Open. He had a 5-setter against Alexander Zverev in the semifinal there, played a few 5-setters within that tournament, but still makes a run to the final there, and that's a surface, obviously, that favors him being on those hard courts, and he finished off the rest of the hard court season on a very strong note. He loses in the finals of the Indian Wells tournament to Carlos Alcaraz, then he goes to the Miami tournament right after that, makes the semifinals, losing to Jannik Sinner. Of course, obviously, Alcaraz wins that tournament, Indian Wells, and then Sinner beats him in the semis of Miami, goes on to beat Grigor Dimitrov in the finals of that Miami Open there. That takes him, obviously, to the clay court season. We know it's not his bread and butter. He does hold his own a little bit, makes it to the final 16 players in the French Open there. But still, looking at him, you got to like what you've seen out of him. He's been, again, very consistent. And we're getting now to a part of the year that he could definitely flourish in. He made the semifinals last year in Wimbledon. He lost 3 sets there to Carlos Alcaraz. I expect him to be one of the favorites in this year's Wimbledon Championships. We'll see if he's able to pull a rabbit out of his hat, make another deep run, maybe get into a final. Maybe there's an upset somewhere. Maybe he upsets somebody, wins something. Of course, that is all going to play out, but the U.S. Open is really the one to focus on with Daniil Medvedev here. He won the U.S. Open a few years ago. The hard courts are his specialty. He's definitely be right in the mix of things for that U.S. Open as long as he's healthy. And listen, like I said, the consistency is just the big thing here for Medvedev. It doesn't get much more consistent than that. The only reason why it's a B is because he hasn't won a title yet, but I expect at some point this year he will hold up a trophy at some point here in 2024.